I'm in somewhat of a traffic jam. It's like we're going 50 kilometers an hour. But, which I mean, we're moving, but not as fast as I would like. Okay. So, I did say in my last video, which, okay, I put a video on this channel. It was 21 minutes long. And in the video, funny story, I say that I'm not going to watch the video. Well, clearly I watched it because I know that it says that I'm not going to watch it. And it's been 2 years and I got a good memory, but not that good. So I watched it. I watched it because I was curious about what it was about. I'm like, what mindset was I in? Because sometimes I'm like, life is lovely and I love life and it's beautiful and I'm in love and whatever. And 2 hours later, I'm like, I don't like it here. Get me out. So I wasn't sure. So I figured I should watch it. However, I do get self-conscious. So I was like, maybe I shouldn't because then I'll want to delete it. And it doesn't matter if it's there or not. I haven't told anybody that I do videos. I mean, I don't really. There's only 2, which is funny. Apparently now there's going to be 3. But there's the reason I'm doing this video. Okay, we're out of the traffic jam now, so I better concentrate while we're talking. The reason I'm doing this video is because I found it really funny. A couple things. That I mentioned the angle of the camera because I didn't know where to put it. And I'm like, I don't think I've done videos in this vehicle before. Yeah, I did. First vehicle. Try again. The first video was done in this vehicle. So that answers that question. And I was wearing the exact same shirt. I thought that was hilarious. I swear, I've changed my shirt quite a few times in the last 2 years. But I just found it quite interesting that I was wearing the same shirt. I own all of the same kind of clothing anyways. Like almost exclusively wear tank tops. I will wear something else on occasion, mostly because of other people, or it's not socially acceptable to wear a tank top at church. But I've tried to find some churchy tank tops, so I mean, I've made an effort, but I don't like things touching my arms. If I could just wear no clothes forever, that would be perfect, but I can't. So there's that. I used to exclusively wear yoga pants too. And then someone asked me, why do you wear the same thing every day? And I was like, I didn't know anyone noticed. Well, apparently people noticed. Everyone noticed. But it was so nice. I could just pick a tank top and the same pants every day. I never had to worry. Do you know how much thought process goes into me choosing clothes? Apparently people don't have this problem. Apparently the average person chooses clothes based on matching. I think. Or style. Or I don't really know. If I'm being honest, I have no sweet clue. I just know it's not the way that I choose clothes. I choose clothes based on, does this one make me itchy? Does this one suck in some part of my body that I don't want touched right now? Or does it make me smell weird? And I don't like to choose. I really don't like to choose. Everything in my life I try to make the same or standard across the board so that I don't make choices, because making choices, there's so many thought processes that go into making a choice that I don't want to make. So it takes too much time to make choices. For example, coffee mug. One time I spent the night at a friend's house and in the morning they made coffee. And then they just opened the cupboard of coffee mugs and got a coffee mug out and put coffee in it. And I was like, wow, your life is so easy. And then I spent quite a bit of time in my mind choosing a cup or a mug. Because here's the thing. I need one that has a good handle. One that's not too wide, because then coffee gets cold quick. And I do not like cold coffee. Even warm coffee is not good. It must burn my insides in order for me to want to consume it. It's 5 o'clock. 5:17. Wow, 17:17. I love that number. That's my favorite numbers. We'll go there. Not today, Tiff. Not today. So yeah, I don't want it to be the coffee mug. We're back at the coffee mug. Hopefully you follow. So, not too wide. And it cannot be like have that scratchy ceramic. I can feeling in my, I don't know if it's my throat, neck, or ear when you talk about putting a spoon in a ceramic sounding cup. That's awful. So my mugs won't have that. And then of course there's size. It has to hold a good amount of coffee because I like to drink lots of it. Okay, so I can go on and on. But no one cares. I care, but no one cares. They just pull a mug out of the thing. And when I ask, I'm like, why did you pick that? There's a couple of answers because I've now tested this on a few people. I'm like, why did you pick that cup? And their answers are, because this one makes me feel happy. Or, I was in the mood for this one. And when I ask why, they don't know. They have no sweet clue. Which is so interesting. So, they don't care. They just pick one. So, eliminating the choices as best as I can. Now we're going back to the clothes. Yeah. I try to eliminate them. So, this is not making a long story short, because this is definitely a long story. There's no shortening it now. I was wearing the same shirt because I like consistency. And I have all very similar shirts. Not the same, but if I find one that is the right one, which if I make more videos, you'll notice that I have the same shirt in multiple colors. This one I have in 4 colors, I think. 3. Yeah, then I'll get all of them so that I don't have to go shopping in shoes again. So, the video was recorded 2 years ago. There's also some consistencies. Apparently I was struggling with people back then. That's a topic. I was going through some mental health things and was on a leave of absence from work back then. Guess what? I'm on another leave of absence from work. Maybe I've been absent from work more than I've been there. No, that's not true. I do know that I've been there a lot, okay? So, but it has been, like, the last few years have been a real struggle with this coconut. Not coconut, the brain, you know? I carry this thing around with me, and it's a lot. So, mostly just because I'm very particular about a lot of things that other people don't care about, obviously, because we just had that conversation multiple times about multiple things. But that's everything in my life, and it's exhausting. So, my job is very difficult. I'm no longer an addictions counselor. That was fun. But I still have that other one where I work with people who have low functioning autism. I love that job, but I think it's a bit much. So, back then, that was happening, and I did go back to work for like a year or so, worked into it, and then, well, here we are again. We are absent from work, and now I live in my truck. So that's the difference. However, the reason I live in the truck is similar. I mean, not similar, obviously I gave an explanation in the last video, but people, I struggle, man. When I have a social interaction with someone, the amount of questions that I have for myself afterwards is unbelievable. I spend more time talking to myself about the conversation that I just had than actually having the conversation. It's way easier to just not have them. And I prefer that. I get really lonely. I do. But it's a lot. So, while I am in my vehicle, I go wherever I want. I can't say that I do it all that I want, because, I mean, I would love to just play music and sing constantly and not have to worry, but, I mean, I go where I want and I do what I want, which is great. It is fantastic. Currently, I'm driving, 2 hours, something like that, from one city to another, because I am, and I can. Other people are like, oh, that's a long drive, why would you do that? Or they only do long drives like once a year, and I'm like, this is twice a week for me. Not really. Gas is expensive. Yeah, so point of this video is to say that there are parallels in life, and I struggle with humans, which is nice to know that I struggled with humans like 2 years ago. My phone moved. Chat about that. 2 years ago. I mean, I've always struggled with people, but it's very validating to hear from myself that I struggled with people 2 years ago, and I still do, and that issue is not solved, nor do I think it will be. Because I have slight tism. I mean, I feel like you'll figure that one out. High functioning autism seems to be the topic. So yeah, it ain't going nowhere. You know how many times I've had to like tell people why I am the way I am? Okay, I had a really good experience today. Sorry, this thing's just not where I want it to be. But I'm also driving and hands-free. So, okay, I'm particular about things that other people, whatever. So I went out for, I'm not sure, I think it was lunch, it was supposed to be, but I had a pancake. Try not to eat sugar, but it was Thanksgiving last weekend, and so, or this weekend, it's Tuesday. Yesterday was, no, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. It is Wednesday. So clearly I've been celebrating Thanksgiving with my food for 5 days. Oops. I gotta stop that. But I ate a pancake. And my way of doing that is I put the butter in it, and then I cut it up into little pieces, and then I use a spoon and dip each piece into maple syrup and then eat it. Why? Because if you just dump maple syrup on your pancakes like everybody else in the world does, some parts are really soggy with maple syrup and others have none. Why would you do it that way? Like, the inconsistency all the way around is awful. I don't want to know. I want to know how soggy or non-soggy my every piece is and what it's going to taste like, but apparently, sorry, piece of dust fell. Apparently no one cares, except for me. So anyways, I do that with ketchup too. I'll individually organize my fries if I'm with people that socially accept the fact that it's going to take me a little while to eat that. And I'll put them in like long fries and short fries and crunchy fries and non-crunchy fries, just so I know what I'm getting, and then I can pick which one I want to eat next. Other people just have crisscross applesauce with their French fries, and they just eat them. I will take each one and individually put ketchup on it with a ketchup package, so I know how much ketchup is going on each one, and they all taste the same. But anyway, that is how I eat fries. I don't know how we got here. I have no sweet clue how we got here. The tism. It's a thing. And there's consistencies from last video. Is that it? I think so. It is. And people are weird. I mean, okay, so they think I'm weird, and that's fine. Maybe I am. Maybe I do things differently. However, the way that I choose to do things, is there a way to get rid of that? Nope. Sorry. The way that I choose to do things is logical, all right? There's a reason for everything, and things make sense. And it deeply frustrates me when people don't do things the same way because whatever reason, but they say that they don't. That is not fun. They say that it doesn't matter, and I say that it does. Okay, we gotta fix that. Nope, there's no fixing it. Tiff, get over it. I cannot continue to look because it's just going to frustrate me. It's gone! Nope, just... Alright. And you fell. Okay. We'll put you back. I'm gonna have to get over it. I just said that. Alright. We're good. Okay. Where am I? Map. I'm on the highway. I know that part. Alright. Anyway. I think I've addressed everything that I wanted to address. Plus 20 other topics. In between the... I can't think of anything else to say. Other than this video was taken the same day that the last video was taken. And the next one about water was also taken the same day. That one was actually the first one, and then I realized that maybe I should have explanations to why I'm posting a video on how if my water jug pump works or not. You can't just put a YouTube video up of trying to make a water jug pump work with no explanations as to why you're doing that. So I had to explain that I was living in my vehicle and kind of come up with a reason why, because society wants to know. I try not to tell people because I don't really freaking want to explain it. The reality is that I live in my vehicle and I chose to, and everyone seems to think that's a problem, and they're desperately trying to be like, well, you can live with me for like a bit, and like, I've got a couch if you need it. No, I don't want your couch. I love you and thank you so much, but no, I don't want to live on your couch. The reason I'm in my car or truck is because I don't want to be in the same vicinity as people. There's a plane. I'm in Toronto, just saying there's a plane above me, hence the something's happening. I love driving through Toronto, but it's definitely distracting. Another parallel that I found from the last video is I'm self-conscious about the fact that people are outside the vehicle while I'm talking to myself, and that I notice them and kind of get distracted. Well, that's just me. So I'll try to cut out. I'm not going to cut out nothing. I did say that I won't filter things, but I thought that was hilarious that the first time I did that and then the second time I did that. Perhaps I'm getting to know myself through my videos. Huh. I'm kidding. No, I'm not. Yeah, so this video was to... Oh, okay, hold on. The water pump video was first. Then I had to make a video to explain the water pump video, and then I live in my vehicle. And then I decided I was going to watch the first one because that was 2 years ago, and I needed to know what that was about. And then, yeah. So I watched that and then realized, well, I need to put up another video about about the parallels that I saw. Not that it matters, but the fact that I'm wearing the same shirt twice was a little bit interesting to me. However, if you look closely, my hair is a lot longer because I didn't cut it. And my teeth are different. There's plastic in my face. That is not Invisalign. Invisalign's like a name brand. I think this one's Clearline. You can't really tell, I don't think. Maybe you can. So in the first video, there's my teeth. I've never liked my mouth ever. Well, I'm starting to, but I've never liked my teeth. Since the moment I noticed that I had them, I couldn't stand them. Very self-conscious about opening my mouth or singing or talking because I felt like my mouth was like way out here. I can't explain the perception that I have of my own mouth, but I didn't like it. So I have spent a lot of money on my mouth to fix that. A lot. If I die, please find a way to like keep this somehow. Or my teeth at least, but keep it because it's worth a lot of money. And I know you can't keep things when you die, but like, please do. Sell me to science. I don't know what you gotta do, but like, please keep my mouth. Because when I first started fixing my teeth after, you're bumming. First started fixing my teeth, I spent like, probably $3,000 or $4,000. And Clearline cost $5,000. And then all the dentist appointments in between to do the cleanings and the whatevers. Yeah. And I don't have benefits for that. The benefits have covered some of it. So we're going to guesstimate that my mouth cost $10,000. Hence why I should do videos. Because if I spent this much money on my mouth, I should use it a lot. Because that's expensive. And that's really dumb. It's not dumb. It's what I value, clearly. Not my looks necessarily, but I mean, if you got a problem yourself for like, how old am I? 33 right now. If I'd had a problem with myself for that long, you'd think you want to fix it. Hence why I'm fixing it. Because it drove me bonkers every time I opened my mouth. So yeah. Had someone told me how much you have to brush your teeth. Every time I put something in my mouth that is not water, I have to floss and brush my teeth. I like snacks. I don't eat as many as I used to. And when I do, I group them all together into one and get them over with. Because these things, plastic needs to be in my face for 20 to 22 hours a day in order for my teeth to do the thing that it's supposed to do. Yeah, so no more sitting and enjoying snacks forever, which was one of my favorite activities to do, which is very sad, but one day I will get to do it again. However, having clear line plastic things in your face while living in a vehicle and having to brush your teeth 8,000 times a day, I'm being dramatic, sucks a lot. There's like questions on hygiene. Okay, so at least I brush my teeth. There's many people that don't. Yeah. How do I do it? There's this little container thing it's in the door of my vehicle. It's white. So in my next video of the water pump, we gotta get there eventually. There's a container thing stuck in my door and it looks weird. It's a weird looking thing. So I put my teeth in there. It actually is electric and it actually I don't know if it lasers dirt off. I'm not sure how it works, but it does something and then the dirt falls off of it and I scrub it a tiny bit. So that's how I clean those. I scrub it with a toothbrush after it does the whole whatever. But brushing your teeth in a vehicle constantly is awful. I now have running water. Not really. I have pumped water. But thank gosh, because that was an issue. So I think I'm going to have to here's the thing. Every time I try to solve a problem, I create another one. So if I want to get like a little dish so that I could rinse my toothbrush off in it or swish water around in my mouth and then, dump it outside because it does not actually look good to open your door and out your door and it's like a big white blob of something. It doesn't look good, especially in a McDonald's parking lot. It just doesn't. I know that. So if I were to get a container or bowl or something where I could just do the process and then dump it out, that would be great. But when you do that, you have to wash it. And then if you want to wash it, you have to find a way to boil water because that's the way to sanitize things, trust me. Things get real gross if you don't really clean them. So, yeah. So brushing my teeth with the container thingy would take way too long because then I have to clean it. So, currently I am trying to... Alright, so currently when I need to brush my teeth, I find like a parking spot that is beside grass or something. So I'll pull into a McDonald's, but I'll park in the spot where there's like grass beside my vehicle, which is usually at the very end of a parking lot. So no one's going to see me spit out my door. Yeah, so I try to hide a little bit just so that it's not as disgusting. But the wintertime, I don't want to open my door to spit outside not 15, but maybe close times a day so that I can brush my teeth. So yeah, brushing my teeth is a pain in the butt. Had I known I was going to choose to live in my vehicle, I probably would have delayed the process of putting plastic things in my face. Because it's not fun. Okay. I've talked about way too many things that have no meaning. And this was only to say that there's parallels between the videos, and now we're at 24 minutes and I'm on the highway. And if I don't pay attention, which I'm not, well, I am to the driving part, but I have no sweet clue where my exit is, I better pay attention. So, this is this. I think I've also got obsessed with the fact that I might actually make videos, multiple of them, and put them online. So now we've done, 3 in a day? 4? I can't count. 1, 2, 3. Today. So maybe I should take a break from that. Maybe 3 more tomorrow. Who knows? We'll see. All right. That is all.